Everyone, thanks for watching. We're in Traverse City at Gitche Gumee. Well, what is that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Michael is here, the owner-operator of Gitche Gumee. Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
All right, I heard of this place through some friends of mine who were just went on and on about how great it is. You deal with leather, and can you kind of explain what Gitche Gumee is?
Well, Gitche Gumee, most people know that live in the state of Michigan or grew up here. It's the original first documented name for Lake Superior.
Right.
There's loose variations between Ojibwe and Chippewa, but it loosely translates into a great sea or a vast body of water. So I wanted to create something that was authentic Michigan without being overstated or obvious.
Right. Right. Now, you came here, though, from New York City.
Yes,
right?
yes. My fiance and I, we moved here. I moved out to New York City after high school. I went to school, the Fashion Institute of Technology, and worked in pretty much every segment of the fashion industry, from buying to product development to wholesale. And then when we left New York City, I knew I always wanted to start another brand, and it just took me a couple of years before I finally launched this. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And when you talk about this, you're not just some guy who decided to get into this. You studied. You're trained, you're well experienced in all this.
Yeah, the sewing is the newest part. So a couple years ago, I went downstate to Henry Ford. They have an industrial sewing certificate program. So
really?
So I completed that, and finally took that last piece that was missing. That was the actual sewing portion of it, and then took my design, my pattern making, my product development, and textiles, and then started sewing it.
All right, so we're here in what I assume is your workshop, and you have several different types of sewing machines, some that look rather vintage and all sorts of things. You're fully, what do you do here?
So it's a full production studio, from cut and sew knits and wovens to fine leather goods. Everything from finishing, trimming, and building 100% from scratch. So I create all my own patterns and construct them all right here in my workshop.
Okay, so for those who don't know about this or haven't been here, how do you how do you decide what you're going to make, and what do you make?
Well, the good thing about having a small production studio like this is I can be very reactive to the market, versus the normal, apparel and fashion calendar is, 1 year out, you're working ahead of time, where I can stay pretty close to stay on top of trends and keep relevant. So a lot of times I'll just make a batch of things, put it on the retail floor, get feedback, and if it works, double down on it. If it doesn't, move on to something else.
Right. Now, are you from Michigan?
I grew up downstate, yes. I went to high school, grew up downstate. But my family, we came up here a lot as a child, so I'm familiar with the northern region.
Now, how did you find the space you're in here, which is interesting?
It was luck, really. It was an unused kind of storage facility that I was, after completing my temporary pop-up shop last summer, I needed a permanent space, and so I stumbled upon this and started working on it.
Because of what Traverse City has become over the years, this would seem like a perfect fit.
Yeah, absolutely. And, coming from New York City, I saw a lot of creative use of space because it's so limited.
Right.
So I knew, I'm a new company, so I can't afford to be in the heart of all of it, but I can still create something that's unique and build a bit of an experience here with the workshop and the retail store in the same place.
All right. So what's some of the favorite things that you've created since opening up?
Oh my goodness! Obviously, a lot of the handbags. Yeah. There's a duffel bag that I make that I made. I made my own personal travel bag just because I needed one. So I love everything that I make, really.
Right. Excellent. Thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Nice.
Talking to Gitche Gumee in Traverse City, Boardman Avenue, where it runs right into Front Street. It's by the coin slot and all that other good stuff. Check it out. In Traverse City, I'm Vic McCarty for my TV 12 and my News 26.